Happy Friday. Happy Friday, you guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome in. Very excited. So YouTube is going to have a slight delay, by the way. I didn't optimize that. So just so you know, you're going to be reacting to things way after they happen. We have a lot to get through today. And I want to just keep her going. Happy Friday. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's doing really well. This week's been great. Lots of Wind Waker this week. I've scheduled like 3 weeks worth of non-gamers react videos, which is really exciting. Yeah, so I'm very busy. Hey, Mesmer, what's up? Twitch will not have a delay right now, but it doesn't really matter. Nice glasses. Thank you, Natasha. Friday's going very well. I'm a little tired today, so we'll do what I can with the breakdown reactions, breakdown chats. I may just do like 4 or 5 and then skip down to the Tosca tier so I can use my brain a little less just because I'm very tired. Yeah, really happy to have all of you here. I've started really winning. I just was playing some Street Fighter, just a match. We did a best 2 out of 3. So I'm really excited about the fact that I'm actually like getting better at Street Fighter and slowing things down. It's like really exciting for me. Honestly, that's kind of like the highlight. I won 2 matches in a row yesterday. I love it. There's something so like just so fun. How am I feeling? Better. Today I had physical therapy and some of the stuff we did has kind of exacerbated my back a little bit, but overall I'm okay. I forgot he was playing Wind Wanker. Yes. Indeed, I have been playing Wind Wanker. It's been great. We'll finish it up next week. Donkey Kong Bonanza on Thursday in the afternoon. TennoCon stuff Friday evening. I'll probably not stream Saturday. Next week we'll have Wuthering Waves 7 a.m. I've been up since 4. I slept for another hour, but I'm kind of tired, so I'll try to keep my energy up. Will I stream the Nikkei concert? Not live, but I definitely will be, yeah. Have I considered playing Street Fighter 6 with my community? 1,000,000% I will, yes. Just want to get a little bit better. Thank you so much. I got a notification, but I don't know what happened. Hello, hello. Hello. I definitely want to keep playing. There it is. Thank you, Viper. Appreciate that. You're on a 3-month streak. That's insane. Appreciate that so much. Yeah, the week's been very chill, honestly. I mean, we all saw each other on Monday, so it's not like anything to report. Oh, there is something to report. For those of you in the soundtrack tiers, hey Robzo, what's up? For those of you on the soundtrack tiers, just know that I'm back into soundtracks. As soon as I'm done with Wind Waker, I'll be back into soundtracks. So I probably won't be able to play Donkey Kong Bonanza on stream except for maybe the first day that it's out, just to kind of check it out, and then I'll probably just have to play it off stream just because of time. Because I want to catch up with the OST listens that I missed. So we have Demon Devil Saga, One Shot. Hey, Pursuer, 17 months. What's up? Thank you. We have One Shot. We have Halo Reach. We have I think actually those were there's one more set. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But then I also have to catch up with July, so I don't want to play a game where I'm like, the whole point of reducing that tier was that I had 4 and I could do 1 a week, but now I'm playing catch up because I had a week. How long is Wind Waker? Well, it's about 40 hours, but I'll have it. Well, that's if you're a completionist, which I don't think I will be, but I would say I should be done by Tuesday next week. Yeah. Okay, well, we have a lot to get through, so I think we'll dive in. My goal, just so that everyone knows where we're at. Also, Renshin, I don't know if Renshin's here, but I must have agreed to do 2 of Renshin's because I think they're both short. I don't remember. I'll probably stop at Inyasu today, and then I'll go over just so if you are able to access the sheet and are curious. And then my goal is to we'll pick up with the Tosca tier at BAM, and then we will you're currently crashing out because the same guy has canceled D&D for like the 7th or 8th week in a row because he volunteered for a double shift. Fuck. That's annoying. And then I think my goal will be to get to my goal would be to try to get to Spherewa today. So we'll see if we make it there. We'll definitely, because I want to save some for... Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see how far. We might just stop at Poison Zero. That'll be my first tentative spot. And then if we can, that way we have a more full live stream next Friday. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get started. So today we're checking out The Legend of Spyro. I know I heard it. It sounds really cool. It sounds really cool, Raj. We're going to start with The Legend of Spyro. I wonder why Mag is in that. Well, whatever. The Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon, Guide You Home. Oh, wait, I love this track. Oh, wait, you know what? I don't think I've ever... I did a mistake here. You know what? I don't think I've ever uploaded my video. Hold on now. Spyro? is... Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever filmed this. Oops. I think I did a boo-boo. Huh. Okay, well, oops. We'll figure that out. Okay, that's fine. This vocal track, so I actually know about this. This is the end credits. Yep. This vocal track plays during the credits and is a duet. The folk. This is a duet between the two singers that not only sung the backing opera, but also composed the soundtrack for the entire Legend of Spyro trilogy. Each singer represents both main characters in the song. Okay, Guide You Home, I Will Die. I would die for you. This is from Spyro, The Legend of Spyro: Dawn of the Dragon. Hold on, let me... Hi, Delacroix, how are you? Let me go ahead and Guide You Home. Boop.
This is the darkest night. Stars have all faded away. Quiet upon this world. Through the clouds there is a light. We will find our way. I would die for you, cross the sky for you. I will send a light burning for you alone. You're all I need. You set me free, and this fire will guide you home.
Yeah, let's take a break and talk about that. I mean, I think a couple different thoughts that come to mind right away is the fact that obviously this is this very, very relaxed. What kind of genre would you say this is? To me, it feels very I guess rock, almost folk rock esque. It's very nice, and I think more than anything, I think really it's a like heart on your sleeve type of singing, right? I mean, the whole thing is very simple, very elegant. What I find kind of funny is that the Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon, has a ton of orchestral pieces, right? So a lot of it. So there's actually not. It doesn't sound like any like really like this based on my previous listenings, and what I like about this piece is that it very much, the music accompanies the vocals in saying like, really saying like, hey, we're in this together. We have beautiful doubling, right? The guitar is super simple. The guitar is also very, elegant's not the right word, but there's a sort of nakedness that occurs with the guitar, which is just like simple strumming, where it doesn't feel like it's not heavily put on. And the only parts that actually build up into the sort of like climax of the chorus is when we get like the drum set and sort of the fuller sound. But in general, it's actually like a really introspective personal piece, isn't it? I kind of really like that.
There is an open door.
It's the kind of music they play in church, in progressive Christian rock. Yeah, actually. Oh, that's a funny image. What is that from? Is that from the Book of John? No, it's from the Legend of Spyro.
Feels so familiar. We have been here before.
It's from the Gospel of Spyro.
This old forgotten fight. There must be a way. I would die for you, cross the sky for you. I will send out a light burning for you alone. You're all I need. You set me free, and this fire will guide you. Where our hearts are wide open, where our bond is unbroken. I would die for you, cross the sky for you. I will send out a light burning for you alone.
Whoa! Whoa! Random minor.
I would die for you, cross the sky for you. I will send out a light burning for you alone. You're all I need. You set me free. I would die for you, cross the sky for you. I will wait for you, I'll stay with you. I would die, all I need. You set me and this fire will
Now I was laughing about the whole concept of it being like a mega church or something. But in actuality, what actually it's not like, it's actually a pretty astute statement, because in truth, the song ends up feeling like a song of praise or worship, in the sense that, like, you know, I would die for you, I would fight for you. You know, you basically, the Legend of Spyro, right? You saved us from calamity, right? You saved us from struggle. You saved us from loss. And what I find really powerful about the piece actually is that it's a little bit deceptive, because even though the female singer sings over top the male singer the entire time, the tenor, or the guy is in the upper part of his register. And so what ends up happening is that sometimes it actually feels like he's singing higher than her, because he's kind of at at a border point of his extreme range. And it's actually really, I think again, it's evocative of this feeling of like praise, of prayer, of jubilation, of celebration, of like, you know, the willingness to sacrifice oneself for somebody else. Like, those are all the things that, like, it's really cool how a lot of this is really in the upper register. And they also are moving frequently, you know, in and out of each other. And it just works to like sort of have this moment of like bonding together, and like sort of this unified feeling of praise and almost exultation. So while I was laughing, because it does sound like Christian rock to a degree, that's not necessarily a negative, and it certainly doesn't impact the storytelling. It's a really heartfelt piece. It really is like very candid and honest, and you know, yeah, I quite liked it. it was very charming, very nice, and very. I mean, I think it was very safe. It's a simple piece, but I liked it. I mean, that's a piece that could be on the radio, and again, like that's also the point that we're always trying to have a discussion about here is like, what's the delineation, if any, between video game and popular music? And the answer more often than not is nothing, just the genre. Like, I mean, I think like someone could easily say, and maybe in reality, this is like a simple song that is forgettable, but at the same time, like I can picture myself like living in this song and getting really emotional about what the lyrics are saying. You know what I mean? It's yeah. Enjoy your lurk as always, Decaf. I have some decaf black coffee right in front of me, so hello. Yeah, really nice. Really nice. Very nice and simple. I had a music producer on yesterday. Alexandra, really just a wonderful person, and she's like the president of the Philly chapter of the Grammys, or like the committee that like sort of does what they do for the Grammys, and she also produces a lot of music. She had like the #1 Christmas album. I don't know if it was like in the I don't think it was in the United States, but I think it was like, I can't remember what she was. I don't remember what she said, but she's become a music producer. She's also a violinist. Like, she's very well versed in sort of music, and she was listening to things very critically. And I wouldn't say she was harsh, but she was certainly very honest, and which is what I wanted and what you want too, is the sort of candor. And as we were talking, I was like, it's so interesting to hear you speak on this stuff, because I listen to things and I just think like, oh, that's nice. Like, I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong with just enjoying things. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with being critical about things. And because there's a delineation, right? There's a delineation between being critical and disrespectful, and being critical and being like, coming at it with a place of open-heartedness. And I think what we tend to forget, and what society is certainly on the internet really, 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 really fails at, is how to be critical. And we're seeing this right now with, say, Monster Hunter Wilds, where folks are being critical to the point that they're having to cancel dev events because of harassment. And it's unfortunate how fucking stupid people are, and that we can't delineate between, criticism that is essentially constructive but can still be very pointed, versus, outright harassment and being disrespectful, or calling something mid. Calling something mid really doesn't help anybody, right? But like, going into explanations as to why something feels, mediocre, or even medium itself is, fuck the term mid anyway. It's a separate discussion. But I found myself, I remember I asked her, I said, like, I feel very strange about this, because half the time I'm just happy the thing is there. It's really interesting, how like folks, are very prone to, I lost my train of thought. I find it very interesting. Hey, Zoe. I find it very interesting. And moreover, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just a really interesting thing, isn't it? Like, how people operate, and the differences between being critical and, and being harsh. Right. Have I played Bad End Theater? No, I don't know what that is. Hey, Sebastian, how are you? Have a good day. But anyway, yeah, I just thought that was very interesting. Just the way that she was approaching things versus how I approach things. Hey, Carson. It's very interesting. All right, let's do Granado Espada. Huh? Cité de Rebloux 2. a piece by Kim Yoon Sung. I didn't play this game much, but this piece stuck with me. I feel like this man could give Yoko Shimomura and her Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack a run for her money. If he makes stuff this on the daily, this song is named after a city of the game. The game itself is unique. And why I'd like to call it a family-orientated Korean MMORPG action and adventure with your AI wife and kids. I'm going to stick with this tier a bit longer because I think I got another one that you'll end up singing to. Also, I was really going to link a video containing a picture of the city, but ultimately decided to go with the remastered version. 344's Climb is my favorite part. Let's check it out. I can't get over how glorious this is. I mean, this is a piano concerto, right? Again, I mean, this is a piece that, based on, what's absurd to me is that this remastered version of this is only, 4,678 views, December 1st, 2023, and this is truly just a sublime piece of like truly classical music. And what we would define as classical music. Here we are in a game that I have no idea what it is. Granado Espada. I mean, like, I don't even know what that is. And the elegance, the sheen of brilliance over top of it, the way that the piano cascades throughout this and then comes back up and slides, and the wonderful trumpet accentation and the string movement. The piano solos, I memean, the whole thing is just almost like a Chopin concerto, or it's mesmerizing, and it's incredible because if a person likes this, there's no, again, going back to Spyro, there's no delineation between the two. This exists and could exist in a vacuum that is just absolutely astounding, that you could literally sit down in a concert hall, orchestrate this, and no one would know that it's from a game called Granado Espada. And that is something that is so, I think on the one hand, kind of frustrating, because it's like, hello, right here. And on the other hand, it's also kind of mesmerizing. It's just crazy. The earliest upload, the original, has over 175k views. Cool. So wait. So I think the only thing that robs this piece is the fact that it's not done with real instruments, where apparently for some folks that is a real bugaboo. It's like a real thing that really frustrates people. Personally, for me, I still think that we get the essence of the piece without needing to. I know. I mean, like, from a purist standpoint, I think yes. I think it. they could have hired like the orchestra. And this was a point that Alex made yesterday quite a bit, where she was like, man, what does it cost to grab like a string ensemble and then mix it? And I don't know if this is a VST, a sound file mixed in with a proper orchestra. But so anyway, her point was that like there's no reason not to. But there are, I'm sure there's timing reasons and stuff, but that she maybe it wasn't aware of. But it like, again, that also highlighted an interesting point to me, where it's like, why don't these companies just hire people? I played her something. I played her Kafka's. I played Kafka's trailer for her, and she was like, what does it take to just hire this out? And she was kind of annoyed that it sounded great, but like they could have used live instruments instead of the recordings, right? The samples. And it, you know what? I think she kind of has a point. I mean, it's complicated, right? But at the same time, it's like, dang, yeah. You can just search that on YouTube, Thursival. Wow. Good morning, Jingle Peony. Yeah. Wow, that whole corner is so sublime. I mean, again, the thing that really comes to mind is obviously like we're talking about the grandeur of a specific, Cité de Reboldo, the city, but at the same time, the bustling, busy, a port city, a place with a strong military presence. You can absolutely have. You can place a context for sure, but what's also incredible is that we really don't need to. This really is like a piece of classical music that can sweep you away. Really with the sound. I mean, the power of the piano in that middle section is just extraordinary. It's really hard to even consider it a piece of video game music. It defies the. See, to me, that's really exciting because it's something that you would hear in a different place. Whereas maybe somebody who, you know, is a pianist who's done a whole bunch of different, piano excerpts and so on and so forth. A pianist may not be all that crazy about it because they might be like, well, it sounds like everything else I've heard before. But it's certainly just an exceptional piece of music, really, really, really sublime. And what's interesting too is that we've had this natural crescendo into that big middle section there for about 2 minutes. Where the piano was dominant, but there was still orchestra involved. And in truth, I'm not sure how much of a piano concerto it ends up being, because usually, based on my understanding, piano concertos, there's a bit of push and pull where there's a section that's just the piano sort of rambling on by itself, and then the orchestra will come back in. And in this case, we really haven't gotten the structure of a true concerto form, but at the same time, I mean, it's hard to deny how just incredibly majestic and elegant, and I think too, like the stylistic choices here and the piano movement and the orchestral movement really align themselves with this like classical ethos, if you will. The cascading down is just absolutely sublime. Wow. I love that. Nice sort of suspension there. I've heard some of the soundtrack to Road Trader, yeah. And it's interesting too, like even right there's a little bit of this like seedy, like the underbelly of the city. A little bit, a tiny bit of danger in that. It's wow, and even a proper ending. That's absurd. That's I mean, holy God, like that's Granado Espada.
How do you fancy a mid-2000s South Korean-made MMORPG, poorly translated into English, set in 18th century Central Europe, where you control a family of French aristocracy journeying through a Baroque Industrial Renaissance America populated with Italian NPCs, set to a mixture of French classical and German house and techno music? Also, the title's in Spanish and translates to Pomegranate Sword, and 2 hours in, there's a quest where you beat a child into adoption. Strap in, we're playing Granado Espada. Welcome, I'm Josh Drivehays and this is Worst MMO Ever, a series series where I play every MMO I can find in a journey to find the worst. Drop a like on the video or sub to the channel for more MMO stuff, ring the bell for all the future notifications. And as usual, a massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who button graphic. I've played a few bad MMOs now, and this tiny design choice, while not important by itself, so launch the game and read upon the classes, and of course the text begin in the magical city of Startonia. I could not write a more on-the-nose parody. So gameplay, top-down camera, rotate it by holding right-click, Alt, you can only change things for NPCs, and there's a search function in the name of Korean Jesus. This starts one of the game's dungeons, a linear path from start to finish, sometimes joined by supporting NPCs, fighting endlessly respawning enemies until you reach the end and kill a boss, all set to low health, meaning essentially as long as you're not actively preventing your team from fighting, you can never die. You essentially have every nationality into this mess of a game. Next up, go to Ferruccio Junction, Ferruccio being an Italian name meaning one with the iron sword, named because the junction map features a giant dude with a sword. We're told to use the save warp to reach it, but what does that mean? How do you do it? It sounds like something a speedrunner would do, and I landscape and accidentally just full-on upskirt it. There you go, fan service. It truly is.
Why is that the most replayed part? God, you degenerates.
Love-struck child, then forcefully adopt them. I've also discovered you need to remove any weapon your scout has equipped if you want to use their heals. On this series, Granabado Ebabado gives the strongest feeling of I just don't want to play this anymore. Perfect example of two decent systems making each other worse. The floor is nicely textured. The chat box is nicely laid out, but the chat box is transparent, the text is white, and it blends in with the floor. If you had anyone quality control this for 10 minutes, they would have noticed that. Arrive at the junction and meet the move helper. For only 10 viz, they will transport you across the map. I don't have any viz, plus this is the first time I've been to this map. Maybe game tried to let me be excited to play it and not instantly encourage me to skip it. While here, kill 10 leafing crocs. Leafing? Oh, have they misspelled the enemy name? Was that meant to be leaping crocs? Because that would still be stupid, but it would make more sense. This area is huge. I get a load of Kill X Quest, and the music switches from Noble Classical to Techno Rave. Again.
What the fuck?
I don't know what vibe Grandadada or Ebadada is.
I thought the whole thing was going to be like that. What is that weird techno music? Anyway, great piece. Really great piece. I really enjoyed that. Momo, Princess Waltz, Battlefield of Steel. Those things don't make... Okay. An old visual novel I played back in the day, though I guess it's better to call this an eroge. Oh boy. That said, the plot is insanely good. Which part? Adding those classic Once Upon a Time vibes with a really cool card battling system. Oh, fun. Also, the music and gameplay are such a banger that I don't even care about the adult scenes. Well, cool. So sorry, one tiny second. Okay, what the fuck? All right. Sorry. Last minute thing. Okay, let us check it out. So this is Princess Waltz, Battlefield of Steel. Yeah, so let's I'll play it through, but just a couple thoughts. I mean, I think okay, I wish that it was a little bit cleaner. I feel like there's a bunch of bleed, so I don't get to hear yes, I'm holding a wooden straw. I'm not getting the delineation between different sections. You know what I mean? Like I think that would be nice because there's like some instruments that I'm sort of not hearing. Oh fuck, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Momo. I'm getting like pulled in like 8 different directions really quick. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm so sorry. I have thoughts though on the piece. Okay, this. Sorry. Sorry, I'm so sorry, guys. And then this one. Okay, so in theory, so I really like this piece because it's very elegant. But I appreciate the ounce beat about it as well. Like all of that has like a real pronounced feeling of relentlessness, if that makes sense. There's a forward drive in it that's really good because it still manages to carry the elegance and the, I guess, the femininity in the piece. You know what I mean? That I think like it's resolute, it's determined, it's focused, it's strong, it's powerful, but it's also elegant, feminine, sensitive. Even I think part of that's the choir. It's very like it's very poised. It's very it's very balanced. It's so interesting, actually. The song of this game, the best song of this game, is only 26 seconds long. So this is the card game that is about. Okay, so this is the battle theme. It's the card game. So I think like obviously the repetition of it is because it is obviously that conflict. I wish it did a tiny bit more, but overall like it's very like focused. You know what I mean? Hey Zachary, it's very focused. It has this determination in it that's really I think fun. Like right there, the Final Fantasy VII battle theme part. Ba 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 ba. I think that thing right there, feels very much like push, push, push. You can do it. Come on, get focused, get serious. We're almost at the finish line. You can. I'm not. These are not. I'm not trying to be funny because it's an arrow game, but like, you know what I mean. Like there's that sort of propulsion to that part that then allows us to sort of circle back and reset. But that's really kind of the bookend of the piece, if you will. Yeah, Momo, what's the name of it? I'll listen to a 26-second song. welcome in. Duviri Paradox opera cover. Linker Project. There's one. There's the cover right now, on the channel. Good time zone. Oh, that's highway robbery. That was getting good. It needed more time. That's a bummer. That was getting really enjoyable. But again, why does that sound like the man with the machine arm? No, I'm sorry, that's Final Fantasy VIII. Man with the machine gun. See, Key and I were on the same wavelength. Yes, 1,000,000%. I just mispronounced the title. It is a little scandalous. That could have gone somewhere I would have liked to have seen. Library of Ruina by the Rosatrist. I resisted the urge to put yet another Uma Musume recommendation here, so here's Library of Ruina instead. If you remember from a few months back, the warning themes from the Lobotomy Corporation, these are the Library of Ruina versions of those 3 themes. I hope 9 minutes isn't too much. It's a little long, but no worries. We'll get there. Abnormality warning for 2nd and 3rd. I do remember those. I don't remember how they sound, but I do remember them. I'll probably talk a little less Rosatrist just because it's 9 minutes, but I'll definitely point things out when I hear them. Hi, Zev. You know what I like in this? Obviously, it's just kind of sort of naturally kind of building, right? But what I like about it is the feeling of deformity in the soprano voice. Hello? I like that we're getting a little bit of... Oh, I heard it cracking. Okay. I like that we're getting a little bit of deformity in that. where it's obviously like a discomfort, like an uncomfortable sound, right? There's a feeling in there of twisting, of crunching, of whoop, 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 like just a little bit like, almost an insanity. Yeah, so that's cool too. So because we have the momentum in the percussion, well, we end up feeling this sense of like movement towards a destination, despite the surroundings. So we started watching JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen, and to me, this is the kind of sound that you hear in like a domain, or in episode 6, they go into the dorm, and the dorm turns into like, it's just a 2-floor apartment, but then a 2-floor dorm building, but then it becomes this giant sort of, pipes everywhere, very reminiscent of Silent Hill 2 or something. That's kind of the vibes I get here, where it's just kind of, it's uncomfortable, it's unnerving. There's a sense of like, almost stress or disgust within it, and the momentum in the percussion is moving towards. That's not a spoiler. That's like episode 6. It's like, But yeah, I think that's really cool. I can't wait to find out why Gojo's eyes are bright blue, and why he's so powerful. Like, why is he able to create a domain within a domain? And like, it's so cool. They do? But see, then it like builds up to something. Well, never mind. I didn't mean to spoil a small JJK thing. Twitch is here, yeah. Twitch is in the room with us. Bye, Momo. Thanks, Vampirian. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think the drum and bass here works extremely well. I'm assuming that's the sort of style that we're going for with the percussion, especially. Boop, boop, dap, boop, 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 bop, boop, boop. The only reason I know that is because of Sonic. But the forward momentum and the sudden shift is really, 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 really crazy. You know. Owlcat just dropped the main menu theme for their upcoming 40K RPG. We'll check it out in a bit. Okay, so if abnormality has 3 shapes, and this is the second warning, was a bit more like, you know, the bombs kind of counting down, then what happens here when we get to the third warning? I'm assuming this is where all hell breaks loose, so to speak, you know. Yeah, so we still get deformity in by way of the cello, right? I don't know if you were able to pick up on it, but we also, everything kind of slows down, and there's a face to face quality in that's really palpable and uncomfortable. Okay. Yeah, so the crunch there, whoa, that's the amount, that's the abnormality, that's the I mean, well, to be fair, I'm looking at a picture of a spider as we speak, but there's a fuck, how do I word this? There's a feeling in that moment of the soprano voice. Typically, when we have structure like this, the soprano voice is supposed to represent, like, you know, something beautiful or something spirited, something pure, something innocent. But then we get it like the deformed version of it and this twist, and you know, you made me exhale out of my nose. What is that? Hi, Juan. Wow. See, this is nice. This is actually, I'm going to shut up. No, I hate how they end their pieces. I know this is every single Library of Arena sample always does that. Yeah, I really like that ending. I think the ending was definitely my favorite. I mean, naturally we had a pretty big buildup. There's reasons contextually that there's a buildup, but at the end I felt this sense of desperation. This real sense of desperation and sadness and concern and worry and losing faith and I actually love those particular emotions in there and how we get there over the course of time was really powerful, I think, and to get to that feeling where you think there's going to be a release and sort of a pullback, and instead we almost double down on the sense of stress and like the breaking point, yeah, really, really cool stuff. I mean, I like Library of Arena's music for sure. I wish I could listen to more Millie. It's kind of annoying that I can't, just due to how shitty the copyright situation is. Yeah. If you'll allow it, and by that I mean I'm going to quickly take 2 minutes and 43 seconds to listen to the main theme from Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy. If you don't know this by now, I'm a huge Warhammer music fan. The only one that I haven't spent a lot of time with is Rogue Trader, but I actually re-downloaded it. I'm hoping to have some time to play it. Let's just listen to this for 3 minutes because I'm really excited. Oh, nice pullback. Wait. We got to talk about... First of all, I really like this piece. I think it's very different from anything else I've heard in terms of Warhammer. It's certainly a departure from the Guillaume David Mechanicus sound. It's definitely a departure from the Jesper Kyd sound. And I think that's good. We should... we should deviate while retaining similar structures that are cohesive. The most cohesive part of this piece would, of course, be the chant and the organ. The organs being synonymous with what Warhammer is known for. I really think that the organ machine god sort of aesthetic just is incredible and it's such a cohesive experience throughout all Warhammer sort of video game structure based on what I've heard, right? But what I think is really cool about this piece, just to quickly speak on it before continuing to listen, is that motif. Da 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 ya da da rum taka taka dum da ta, right? So like that to me is strength. That is fortitude. That is saying like we have to go and fight in a conflict, and we will die, right? We are going to sacrifice ourselves for the belief in whatever, like there's a quality da 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 ram pim pam ram ba 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 da. That really feels like this. It has a self-sacrificial sound to me. I think it's really powerful. It's really grounded. It's really rooted, especially because it's the lower voices. Tons of layering with a variety of different instruments. I mean, in that regard, it delivers on something really dense and really. There's the real like heft to it, which is really fun. Then the reason why I stopped, we go into the final little corner, and suddenly everything shifts. Now we have the sopranos dominant and forward, and listen. Let's keep listening to this. Dissonance. Here there's a twist. Here there's something different happening. Whether it's, I'm looking at this image here. Maybe it's the black hole back there, or the star that's, well, my head is covering it. Maybe there's the black hole, which is just my giant face. Right there, there's this big, oh, hey, Pavel, the composer's here. Well, I got it right. Well, there you go. Hey, Pavel, nice to meet you. Great stuff. The other cool thing to me is the twist here. And when the Sopranos twist, to me, that's the subliminal, or the sort of, and there's an antagonism that plays into that sacrifice, or a dangerous twist, or some sort of a discovery that sort of unravels the thing. Because here we also end up with dissonance, and the dissonance has not really existed up until this point. And when the dissonance occurs here, that's where we say, well, wait, the hell's going on? This is not what I expected it to be. Something is not right. And so even though these folks, this ragtag group of people in this case, show up, there's suddenly that sacrifice is different. There's a change. There's a shift. Let's let it play out. Oh. Yeah, see, that's cool. So you do get that sort of like, whoa, that super, almost suppressed, Children of the Om Messiah type sound, very, that Machine God focused sound. That, again, what I mentioned is that this is a departure from what we have heard before. And it's a good thing. We want things to be different while retaining certain aspects of a sound font, or a sound a sound identity that is rooted in this Warhammer 40K game world, and I certainly think it does that really well. I'm very curious to hear the rest of the soundtrack, just because, like I said at the beginning of this, the Warhammer sound print is gorgeous, and actually I'm really excited for Dark Heresy. And I just got into Dark Tide again, actually. Like, I have that little nagging voice in my head to go and play, especially with the Arbites class, just because I'm a dog lover. So yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Pavel. Yeah, it was great to have you here. And hey, Dan, what's up? Yeah, there is a bit of a mournful sound to it too, isn't there? Really great. Cool stuff. Ciao Italia. Buongiorno. Nice. So let's pop over. Pavel, welcome in. We're just listening to a bunch of different video game songs today and talking about them. Someone, Arenthil, in my chat had mentioned that there was a new Warhammer thing, and the minute that something like that pops up, I have to sort of pay attention. So, awesome. I won't say gameplay on stream, probably not, because I'm already past the when you get the tech priest. So I don't think I've even done the first boss yet, to be honest. I'm actually not sure where I am in the game, but I think I'm. Let's see, how far am I in Rogue Trader? I like Rogue Trader more than I'm 6 hours in. I like Rogue Trader more than Baldur's Gate 3, to be honest with you. Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you for making your bike ride better. You're welcome. Let's hop over to Command and Conquer 4. I'm looking forward to the rest of the soundtrack, Pavel. That's really great. Command and Conquer 4 Tiber. I would assume that. Did you depending on which order you did the planets, you're as far as 10 to 20% in. Bro, I have no idea. Pavel, when you, just out of curiosity, since you're here, when you were composing, I'm sure that you're still working on it, but like, were you listening to, were you listening to sort of the soundscapes of, like, Mechanicus and Darktide and, Rogue Trader? I imagine that's also difficult as a composer because you want to make sure that you separate yourself from what's come before while keeping some of the like sonoral identity. I'm curious about that. And I know Rogue Trader has a really good soundtrack. I think what happened was I was starting to play it, so I didn't want to talk about it until I finished it, but then I never finished it, so then I didn't end up talking about it. But we've listened to some of it on these streams. All right, Command & Conquer 4, Tiberian Twilight. Not just my favorite video game music, my favorite piece of music of all time, period. So the violin opened a new world to me when I first heard it, plus all of the other incredible moments. So this is the Prophet's Ascension. Bye, Bricks. What? Fuck, that's good. I heard it, yeah, it's pretty dope. Why is Mag there? I saw that you wrote the music for Rogue Trader too, so. Oh, and you're doing The Expanse. Oh, that's cool, dude. That's awesome. Oh, that's beautiful. It's amazing. So it's amazing. I mean, this stuff just like, I love it. No wonder you love this. There's every reason to. One of the most incredible things to me about this particular piece is that we have the children's choir, which is the innocence and the purity. And the innocence and the purity almost has this mournful, melancholic sound to it because it almost feels like that innocence and purity is being stripped away and ripped away. And so then you get this strings, da-da-dum, ya-da-da-da, ya-da-da, ya-da-da-dee-da-dee-da, right? Like all of that. I like violin music. It's just extraordinary. Really, really, sublimely, 11 minutes. Okay. That's very long, but that's fine. It's just elegant, I'm not going to talk too much though, cause 11 minutes is too long. Too long for me to also stop and talk because that would turn into 20 minutes and yeah, but I want to listen to this. interesting shift there. Also, this is very space heavy, you know? Feels very... You see the stars in front of you, it's very placid, peaceful, it's a beautiful, a bright blue planet in front of you. Like there's a sense of a vastness with the repetition. And then now we pivot away from just that. I like that when it goes up. Whoa. That's sublime. Wow. This movement, that movement is exceptional. Wow. Wait, I just love that. I mean, it's like so. There's a sound of capability in it, of purity, of like reconnecting to a broken part of yourself, right? Like that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I'm gonna go back. We'll make this a 12-minute song. Listen. Dude, what a line. Fuck me, that's good. Oh my God, that's gorgeous. Listen how beautiful this line is. Wait, that reminds me of that's why. It reminds me of 28 Days Later. Man, that movie score is scary. Hang on one second. Can I boost this without breaking something? There's the crack. Okay, there it is, right there. That's where I stop. Practicing magic. Wait, hold on. Are we sure that Command and Conquer wasn't just on its way to death anyway? Could it be, what's it, causation, not correlation? Do we really think Command and Conquer 4 Tiberian Twilight was the reason Command and Conquer died? Or do we just think that people stopped wanting to play Command and Conquer? You know what I mean? I wonder that. It's fair. I mean, fair point. Or that. Or what you said is true. I don't know. It was this song, actually. You love hearing how I relate to music differently than you? What's that build up? Oof. This is truly majestic, truly sublime. Like, you know, EA sucks. However, the audacity to score something so majestic and be like, it's 11 minutes and we're not going to repeat, you know, or we're going to repeat some certain melodic periods, but it's just astounding. And then have the horn, ba, 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 ba. I mean, it's just so good. Nut greedy EA. Well, listen, we're all kind of greedy for nuts sometimes. There's actually a duality in this. There's one it's like almost like split factions. This is a different energy, so I actually think this is a different faction. So we're actually seeing vignettes of all the different, mentally anyway, you know? Yeah. Oh my god. Look at that speed up too. Oh, that is gorgeous. Well, it's too bad that this game killed the game and EA sucks, but holy fuck, like that is an extraordinary piece of music. Extraordinary piece of music. Very, very, very delightful to listen to. And it took us on a total journey. It was really, really sublime. I can't, Renshin, I don't know if Renshin's even here. Oh yeah, because they're both 2 minutes. I think this is why. So it's two 2-minute tracks. Yes. All right, Our No Surge, or to Ode to an Unborn Star. Minakata and Mikazuchi. Random battle theme for the first half of Our No Surge, cute girl and composer commentary included in the video. Random battle theme for the second half of Our No Surge, cute girl and composer's commentary included in the video. Oh, wait, what? All right, let's do this. Hey, Chrissa the Cyberbard, thank you for raiding. How are you guys doing? Welcome into the channel. We are listening to video game music for the next couple hours, listening to Patreon requests. Thank you very much for the raid. Shout out to Chrissa the Cyberbard. If there's a mod who could do a shout out for me, I would appreciate that. It is, yeah. New OSTs, too. Mix of acoustic. Hey, yeah, we do. You sure did. You're classically trained. Where'd you go to school? Two degrees in vocal performance. Oh man, I love this. So I think overall, like what I really love about this is the fact that throughout it, there's a sense of exuberance and power and really, despite being a battle theme, there's a quality in it of like just enthusiasm. You know what I mean? And then too, I mean this back half is glorious. I think sometimes it kind of muddies itself a little bit. It kind of gets a little bit repetitive. It doesn't really. I find that I didn't like lock into it until right about here. Like that's cool. That's awesome. That's awesome, Kristen. Nice. Wichita State and Texas State. Word. I went to Cincinnati Conservatory and AVA in Philly and other places. I studied way too much. And then I retired and accidentally started this YouTube channel. Let's listen to Mikazuchi. Random battle theme for the second half of our No Search Cute Girl composer commentary. All right, let's check it out. It has the same energy as Except Flip Arphage. I think so. I think that's why I like it. Except Flip Arphage is like the one that I like the most of all the Artanelico, Arno Search things that I've heard, but I like the energy of it for sure. He's something. He was in a lot of debt. So it's interesting how the back half of this is actually so much more intense than the first half. Almost as though like whatever occurs in the game suddenly pivots and twists and we have a real like dilemma, which is cool. Carissa, I guarantee we're 1 degree of separation, by the way. Yeah, you love how the syncopation there. That's all about like again. That's fortitude. That's gumption. That's enthusiasm. That's excitement. That's power. Aliho, I already saw your message on YouTube. I already know. You already told me. But I actually prefer this one because of the electric guitar. Also, yes, very OG anime openings. It actually kind of reminds me a little bit of JJK's opening. Ooh. Generic. Okay, I don't know about that. That's an interesting thought process. Generic? I don't know. Why? Why generic? I mean, I could see it sounds like, it's definitely got like prog rock functions and structures, I suppose. But actually, this track is much more enthusiastic than the previous one. I'm not sure. Generic. That's such an interesting statement. I mean, like, generic. Now I'm thinking. Let's keep listening. See, there's a nice little syncopation there in reference to the previous version. Okay. Yeah, I like that track. I actually thought that track was no, sorry, the song I messed up and I didn't do the thing. That is Ciel no Surge Mikazuchi. Oops, it was this song. My bad. There you go. My bad. Okay. Cool. I liked both of those. I thought that it was cool to hear the progression from one into the other. Why did I delete the second video with adult game music? I will tell you why. I realized that it was partially blocked in certain countries, and it had limited ads because of the subject matter, or me swearing, or the thumbnail. So I think I pushed a little too close to the sun, and I got nervous, so I deleted it. That said, it's somewhere on my computer, and I need to upload it to Patreon so that it's there for the archive. But yeah, that was why I got rid of it, because I was afraid. Orcs main theme, Dawn of War 3. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, the orcs are the only ones having fun. They love to fight, and everyone's always fighting. Beating them does nothing other than making the orcs even more excited for a proper fight. Like the song, the orcs are constantly building up to a great roar. Let's listen to it. Hold on. Being a live reactor is wildly difficult on YouTube. Well, yes, it can be. You really have to sort of think. I've noticed in the 3 years, that I've been doing it, it was much less saturated when I started. For the record, I think there's a lot more folks doing it, which I think is good because you can get insights. Being a music person on YouTube is, especially depending on the subject matter, is very challenging. I'm also not mansplaining it, but I've my brain just opened up because I think about this stuff every day. In the case of video games, it's hard because there are constant moving trends, and you kind of have to be okay with not everybody being balls to the wall excited about the things you post. I really like what I've been doing, which is genre videos. Those are fun because they encapsulate a lot of different things. I think you can only get away with doing single song reactions for so long, and it's all the popular shit anyway, which is great. I mean, those are the things. Unfortunately, cultivating a community that really enjoys music, like we have, which I'm very lucky for, is the key, because you want people that are going to come along with you on the ride, right? And what I find is that, like, a lot of folks, I don't know, I think I've been working really hard to pivot away from the opera singer stuff, like trying to infuse personality with, conversations around music. I have a series where I invite non-gamers to listen to music from my time in opera, which has been great, immensely great. And, I think it is tough though. It's tough because like trends, you can't really chase trends, but you also have to, but also you want to, it's like anything. I mean, like, am I going to get 1 million views on every video? No. Is the ceiling higher than just like single video reactions? Yeah, there's always room to grow. Will I reach the peaks that like a fitness influencer or like will anybody that's doing music stuff reach the peaks of a fitness influencer? No, it's not going to happen. I mean, it'd be amazing and maybe the sky's the limit, but like we all have our different workflows. Like Alex Mukala is like a prime example of a person who is like one of the first, I think, if not the first person who did video game music reaction content. And every one of his videos, when he was really, really popping, would bust through like the 100K ceiling. Now he has like, I forget how many, like 90, 100 videos, something like that. Like he, we operate on a different, but he also wanted to be a composer. I'm here just doing YouTube for as long as I can, hopefully 10, 15 years, maybe more. Right. But like for me, it's about streaming, gaming, discussions around music, and then also like what's popular and also genre videos, like listening to XYZ game, listening to a hodgepodge of Pokemon music, a hodgepodge of Zelda music, a hodgepodge of Sonic music, a hodgepodge of fighting game music, a hodgepodge of things that are still in like the popular lexicon. But yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's tough. It's very tough. It's very tough. It's not consistent. Yeah, I mean, it is hard. Sorry, I just went on a total fucking rant. Sorry. You got sad by the comments? Yeah. Good night, Nears. You were hearing this. Hey, Neeks! Oh my god, I didn't see you. Hi! Before discovering your content, I never really thought of how challenging it is to do what you do, but you're doing really well and it's super refreshing. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you for ranting to me. You're welcome. You like that I don't multiply my reactions? You see some reactors who do like that. They hear, but they multiply their reaction, like screaming. Hey, Renshin, what's up? Happy day off. True Green 7 Part 2? I could. I always rant anyway. What the fuck kind of bullshit? You appreciate from my music. I appreciate that. Thing is, I'm going to show you something. Hold on. Thanks, Moonlight. Come for the music. It's okay. The streamer is allowed to trauma dump. Is this trauma dumping? No, I'm just a yapper. I can't believe I told my therapist the other day that I didn't know what to talk about anymore. I was like, I just don't know what to say. I just don't know. I don't know. And I was like, wait a second. At the end of my session, I was like, wait, I just talked for a full hour. I clearly have things to say. Barker, I'm about to upload all of my Freerin watch along on that channel. And Gurren Lagann. I wanted to show you something. I may have showed some of you this. Jesus Christ, that's loud. Sorry. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this. Have I shown you this before? So he plays a little bit of the Chopin piece, and then listen to what he says.
You know what I think probably happened in this room? When I started, you thought, how beautiful that sounds. I don't think we should go to the same place for our summer holidays next year. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny how those thoughts kind of waft into your head when we're listening to classical music. And of course, if the piece is long and you've had a long day, you might actually drift off. And then your companion will dig you in the ribs and say, wake up, it's culture. And then you feel even worse. But has it ever occurred to you that the reason you feel sleepy in classical music is not because of you, but because of us? Did anybody think while I was playing, why is he using so many impulses? If I'd done this with my head, you certainly would have thought it. And for the rest of your life, every time you hear classical music, you'll always be able to know if you hear those impulses. So let's see what's really going on here. We have a B. This is a B. The next note is a C. And the job of the C is to make the B sad. And it does, doesn't it?
It's because it's the upper neighbor, but it's a half step. So half steps are sort of, not always, but there's a certain somber quality to a half step versus a whole step, right?
If they want sad music, they just play those two notes. But basically, it's just a B with four sads. Now it goes down to A, and now to G, and then to F. So we have B, A, G, F. And if we have B, A, G, F, what do we expect next? Oh, that might have been a fluke. Let's try it again. Ooh, the TED choir. And you notice nobody is tone deaf. Is that right? Nobody is. Every village in Bangladesh and every hamlet in China, everybody knows. Da, 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 da. Everybody knows who's expecting that E. Now, Chopin didn't want to reach the E there because what will have happened? It'll be over, like Hamlet. You remember Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3? He finds out that his uncle killed his father. You remember he keeps on going up to his uncle and almost killing him. And then he backs away, and then he goes up to him again and almost kills him. And the critics, all of whom sitting in the back row there, they have to have an opinion. So they say, Hamlet is a procrastinator. Or they say, Hamlet has an Oedipus complex. No, otherwise the play would be over, stupid. That's why Shakespeare puts all that stuff in Hamlet, Ophelia going mad and the play within the play and Yorick's skull and the gravediggers. That's in order to delay until Act 5.
Hi, Taiwan.
It's the same with the Chopin. He's just about to reach the E, and he says, oops, better go back up and do it again. So he does it again. Now he gets excited. That's excitement. You don't have to worry about it. Now he gets F sharp, and finally he goes down to E. But it's the wrong chord. Because the chord he's looking for is this one. Right? And instead he does. Now we call that a deceptive cadence. Because it deceives us. I always tell my students, if you have a deceptive cadence, be sure to raise your eyebrows, then everybody will know. All right. So he gets to E, but it's the wrong chord. Now he tries E again. That chord doesn't work. Now he tries E again. That chord doesn't work. Now he tries E again. That doesn't work. And then finally, there was a gentleman in the front row who went, like that. It was the same gesture he makes when he comes home after a long day, turns off the key in his car and says, I'm home. Because we all know where home is. So this is a piece which goes from away to home. And I'm going to play it all the way through, and you're going to follow. B, C, B, C, B, C, B, D, down to A, down to G, down to F, almost goes to E, but otherwise the play would be over. Goes back up to B, gets very excited, goes to F sharp, goes to E, it's the wrong chord, it's the wrong chord, it's the wrong chord, and finally goes to E, and it's home. And what you're going to see is one buttock playing. Because for me to join the B to the E, I have to stop thinking about every single note along the way and start thinking about the long, long line.
Enjoy your lyric.
From B to E. Right? You know, we were just in South Africa, and you can't go to South Africa without thinking of Mandela in jail for 27 years. What was he thinking about? Lunch? No, he was thinking about the vision for South Africa and for human beings. That's what this is about vision. This is about the long line, like the bird who flies over the field and doesn't care about the fences underneath, all right? So now you're going to follow the line all the way from B to E. And I have one last request before I play this piece all the way through. Would you think of somebody who you adore who's no longer there? A beloved grandmother, a lover, somebody in your life who you love with all your heart, but that person is no longer with you. Bring that person into your mind, and at the same time, follow the line all the way from B to E, and you'll hear everything that Chopin had to say.
Okay, so in essence, that to stay on my soapbox. So I saw this. Probably 10. I think this thing is like 11 years old. 17 years ago it came out, and this no joke. This particular TED Talk has been in my subconscious, and I've watched this now dozens, probably like at least 12, 15, 20 times. This is what I aim to do every day. What Benjamin Zander talks about in this TED Talk is exactly what I hope to emulate. Mods, do you mind? I'm just going to grab this. Can you just drop this in the chat for folks so if they want to check it out later? I adore this. I adore this video. Yeah, we'll post the link. And that's really the crux of the power of music to me. Thank you, Kramen, is how do we connect with what we feel, both in context, but also out of context? How do we connect with the music, and how does it move us through our emotions and through our feelings and through our thoughts and through our, the essence of who we are? And I think like it's a subject that's been talked about. There's another TED Talk here from Michael Tilson Thomas, music and emotion through time. Same, the concepts are all there. And I think like that's why I love what I do, because it's not necessarily, yes, there's a game to play with YouTube, and unfortunately or fortunately, but beyond that, the goal is to have a person listen to a piece of music and understand that they can actually go deeper within themselves to identify the things that they connect to within the piece, both in context and without. And that's the act of listening. That's the connection to the self that is possible, I think, for most people. And also I want to just say, the desire to engage. Oh, Nix, you don't have to do that. Come on, friend. It's okay. Thank you, Nix. You don't have to do that. Thank you. That's very sweet. The desire to seek that out, the desire to watch content the desire to watch content that is about music, that is about understanding, why we like what we like, or listening to someone talk about why they dislike something that you like, or anything involving music, already shows how malleable you as an audience are, how willing you are to seek out whatever truths there are in this world, right? And I just think like that's a really, really exciting thing that should be recognized, is that most people don't necessarily want to do that. And so, of course, it's easier to be a fitness influencer because everybody wants to lose 40 pounds. I do. You know, everyone wants to be healthy. Everyone wants to be fit. Everyone wants to be more sexy, more appealing, more attractive, live longer, have a healthier life, but whatever. But there's also this other side of the spectrum, which is the spectrum of art. And there's so many amazing creators that are trying to, nurture or enhance the life itself. I mean, life itself, it's through artistic or cultural mediums. And I think like, oh, that's really interesting. So I don't know what the fuck the point of that conversation was, but thank you, Nix. Appreciate you. Merci à vous pour le subscriber. Well, music and art do go hand in hand, and believe it or not, all the things that we see in music also end up happening in art, and sometimes art does it first. Surrealism, romanticism, impressionism, pointillism, all these things that we see with verismo, expressionism. Those are directly connected. When you have expressionist paintings, you have expressionist music. When you have impressionist paintings, you have impressionist music. The two things are married. Art and music are synonymous for most of history and time. And that's a really, it's a really incredible thing. That's why I don't get too stressed about AI. I mean, I think AI is definitely a part of life right now, but I really don't. I think eventually it's going to spin back and people are going to be like, hold the fuck on. Not everything, unfortunately, but like, things will snap back once the peak of the sort of momentum of it sort of relents slightly, if ever. All right, let's check out Dawn of War 3 Orc's main theme. I did slow-mo. It looks awesome. Amazingly, this is such like this feels more like an NFL intro. This feels more like like getting ready to go off onto the back, like just pure unadulterated, just like let's fucking go, like it's just a like unabashed excitement towards like just fighting and beating people up and stuff. My cover of Duviri Paradox was great. I appreciate you, Tim. Thank you so much. Did you really, Spiro? It's just like so much enthusiasm for battle on that track. Like, it's amazing. It's extremely repetitive. But I think it sends home the idea that the orcs just are like out here to have a good time. And actually it kind of paints a different image of the orcs where, like, you know, you could have made the orcs way more dangerous or terrifying or you know, like really vitriolic, and here we just is like, you know, like just excitement, you know. Don't worry about it, Eustace. I'm glad you're busy. I'll be here whenever you want to pop in, unless I die, which hopefully won't happen anytime soon. I'm not crazy about that piece. I mean, I think it does what it does really well. It's obviously a hype up song. It does that extremely well. I think overall I felt that it was a really repetitive and it lacked a little bit of, I don't know, just like something. It kind of just did the same thing over and over again. And I think like maybe if you're at the gym it would work, and certainly while you're playing the game it works fine. But it sort of I don't know, didn't really pull me in, especially compared to some of the other stuff, like certainly from Rogue Trader or just some of the other Warhammer sort of. I felt like it lost the identity of. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I mean I think like that's the identity they wanted to orcs to have in this particular instance. But I felt like it sort of. I don't know. Just it felt like it just didn't really do anything. So. Yeah, I mean, it's still great. Yeah. Okay. Let's hop down then. That's where we'll start the Turin.tier next week. Let's hop down over to BAM and check out Knights and Merchants from 1998. Track called Busy. Dawn of War 3 is really like I described that track. Oh, that's hilarious. The Deltarune stuff will come. I'm just navigating the whole copyright circumstances, so it's a little messy, very complicated, because I don't know what's okay and what's not okay. I do want to talk about Deltarune's soundtrack. I do want to sit down and at the very least listen to it. I was going to play through it, but frankly, I'm not interested at this current juncture. There's too many other things I genuinely want to play, and I don't feel like playing Deltarune just because it's popular. So I'm not going to play it, but I will listen to it. And I think that there will be interesting things to say. However, you know, actually, you know what? While we're talking about Deltarune, let me just see, because I was all on board until Davi posted something about it. Hold on one second. Davi posts. Let's see. He says, to all people who keep saying Toby Fox said blah, 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 so copyright claims have to be lifted, take a good look at this. Right. And so Materia the Materia continues to block and claim and rev share the legend from Deltarune. And, Toby can say this or that or the other. I mean, it is what it is. So I'm not really sure. It may not, the juice may not be worth the squeeze, which is that sounds like I'm only doing it for money, which I'm not, but the effort required to talk about the music that I want to talk about in a way that also enables me to also get compensated, which is a fair, statement, because the Deltarune soundtrack, it's not like it's a small thing. And in order to focus on that many tracks in one go and be able to talk about it, if it gets, because I have one right here. I was like, okay, well, if Toby Fox said that the claims are lifted, I went in and checked on my own video from 2000 and, well, whenever I previously listened to. So funny enough, viewership has gone up on this video because of Deltarune chapters 3 and 4. And yeah, sure, I made $150, but if you go over to monetization, or not that, so all of these disputes were rejected, and they're all materia. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 disputes. I don't know why some Undertale stuff the Undertale stuff did not have the same issues. Some of it did. Some of it was fine. It's really strange. Randomly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the Undertale videos were totally fine. Here, I'll even show you. Some of these were fine. But then this one was ineligible randomly. This one wasn't eligible. This one was shared. Why was this one ineligible? Materia. So I don't know what Toby's talking about, but what he says and what is truth, unfortunately, are two different things. So, it is what it is. I mean, I definitely want to talk about it, but like with the limited time I have, it's really difficult because yes, it's awesome. My fucking dental hygienist knew who I was because of the Undertale videos that I did, which is awesome. Like, how cool is that? Kind of weird because it was my dental hygienist, but also, it's tricky. Did I see the materia guidelines? Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, well, wait, what do you mean guidelines? It doesn't matter because, I mean, like, I'll look it up right now. Oh, yes, I did look up, yes. Are you creator uploading content to YouTube? Does your content contain music from video games? You might have questions about your rights. Please listen. I've talked to Sebastian Wolf on the phone, so I mean, like, he's a nice guy. He's just trying to do what he believes is right for the original creators. I think it's really easy to be like, well, Sebastian, and I understand that he's taken a very hard stance on it, but I mean, he's been okay to me. Okay. You are welcome to include most melodies administered by Materia Music Publishing. Your videos, as long as they're doing so non-commercially. Yes, that's fine. Okay. You do not receive ad, subscription, affiliate, sponsorship revenue. If you use music non-commercially, YouTube may still receive a claim to let us know the music is being used. It's not a strike. But so they're not going to... Why do you claim music on YouTube? Here you go. Materia Music Publishing manages the music rights for Toby Fox's Undertale and Deltarune and many other game soundtracks. Our job is to help promote the rights of the original composers and copyright holders. Absolutely, and I think they do a great job of doing that. We track the music on YouTube for analytical and credit purposes. Many claims are matched and created automatically within YouTube's system, which is incredibly archaic, and we, they also have to dispute the corrections themselves. They single-handedly, so like a let's play is theoretically okay. Right. So I mean, anyway, all that to say, that's why. Kingdom Hearts is way looser. There's just there's 3 songs from Kingdom Hearts you have to avoid. Actually, there's more, but they have a clear list of which songs you can and cannot do. I actually need to do that Kingdom Hearts video. It's been 3 years. All right, bam. Knights and Merchants, 1998, Busy. I believe I suggested this about a year ago, but I could never find it in the VODs. Maybe it got skipped because I suggested too many tracks at the time. I really like the whole soundtrack to this game because of how understated or low-key it sounds, which makes it appropriate for the art style and gameplay. It's a settlers-like management strategy type with a very simple and cozy art vibe, minus the horrific cacophony of death screams, which is also very distinct from Settlers. This track in particular is my favorite because of how perfectly it encapsulates a busy day at a medieval town square. You can practically hear people running around, carrying things, building or repairing, trading, arguing, going about their way. But in addition, it depicts the whole situation as a sort of painting stuck forever in time for the descendants to study and enjoy. It's hard to explain. Maybe you could put it into words better. Well, God, I will try. Almost sounds like... Hey Gabe, what's up? It's definitely busy. When a full talking stream? If I am provided material to speak on, any day. chaos. I think the piece has a lot of charm. It does start to grate on the ears there about 2 minutes in though. It's just the MIDI instruments and the twinkling and the ostinato oompa 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 oompa. Just over time, one starts to one starts to want to die. But here's what I'll say is it does feel like a busy town square. And you talked about people flying by, and that's absolutely correct. I mean, to me, it really feels like it has this like what I think about. I think of some of the towns that I saw in Freerun, where it's a medieval castle town. And there's just like, you see the guy over there. It's literally like, there goes the baker with the bread and good morning, Belle. Here's my basket of bread. And over here, there's a bunch of geese, and there's a pig rolling in shit in the corner. And over here, there's, this bartering and exchanging. And then around the corner, there's the town guard coming towards you. And then in the middle of the town, there's like, kids dancing in the fountain. It's just very like, hyper. It's very hyper. But I mean, I don't know. It's pleasant. Listen, I can never be negative. I can't be negative, but also it was after a while I got kind of tired of it. But yeah, I think it has a lot of personality too, though. Let's listen to Gogmazios. Monster. Oh, I'm actually excited about this. Very oily boy that eats gunpowder for lunch. He also has a Dragonator stuck on his back. Oh, is that what that is? Each phase in the video repeats itself once at 1:54 and 5:05 if you want to save time. Thank you. Gogmazios. For 4G, 4 generations. Dude, I love that. All right, hold on. I'm going to skip to phase 2. Wow, I love that. I love the sense of fear in it. You know, I love the sense of like this massive thing that's just like absolutely terrifying, dangerous, brutal. You know, but also like there's a like a, I guess, a danger, almost like now I know that there's oil and stuff, so like there is a dark quality that Gogmazios. There's like almost like a demon. It's very almost vampiric, but not like in a Malzeno way, right? Like, but like in like a really, it's almost scary, like more scary than something like Geismagorm or, you know, something a little bit more dominant or modern. There's a certain mystery about Gogmazios and like a hidden a brutality that comes from like a horror game almost. It's really cool. I really liked it. Like I really liked that piece. Wow. And then like the random like little insertions of the like a little bit of fight. That's pretty cool. I liked that a lot. Let's go to Persona 2, Innocent Sin. I'm really excited to hear some Persona 2. Boss battle theme, PSP. Unlike Persona 3, 4, and 5, Persona 1 and 2, Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment play more like a traditional JRPG, and instead of the emphasis on social links, it gives way to the individual characters' personalities. I love the story for how batshit it gets, as well as personally relating to the playable characters in the game. Anyway, check out how different this boss theme is compared to 3, 4, and 5. You didn't yap, don't worry. I'm really curious to hear this because, as we know, I notoriously do not like Persona 5's music, and I like 3 and 4 more, but not like something I would actively... I like 4 probably the most musically. Well, let's check out Persona 2. Yeah, I like that a lot. It just I don't love the beginning. The beginning has that. See, I was actually paying super close attention to this because. So I don't like this sound. I'll be honest with you. This sound in when it was popular and now I don't like this sound. Like that the like clashy crunchy sort of hit that we get in the, like, obviously this is PSP, but like in this time period, like let's say PS2-ish, the sort of MIDI, like hitting of the keys on the MIDI keyboard, kind of, I don't really like that sound. But when the electric guitar just goes off, like you just hear the like desperation in it, and it just when it goes up into the upper register too, like there's just this sense of like contraction and like expansion at the same time. So there's like this push and pull that's so elegant. I mean, fuck, like that's a vibe, dude. I'd love to hear more of that. I'd love to hear more than that. And I could see, but what's interesting is that, like, I wonder what people who absolutely adore Persona 5's music would think of something like that. But even hearing this in a traditional JRPG is still wild, because it's not like this is a common sound that is like, you don't hear this in, you know, fucking Final Fantasy, right? Like you don't, you know, even Xenoblade, which has electric guitar and stuff, doesn't sound like that. This has darkness to it. It has like this, like a depth in it. I mean, it's very intriguing. It's very intriguing. Endless Legend. Why not? Let this one speak for itself. It's the polar opposite to the other track I've suggested this month. I figured I would share this one, another easy song to vibe to with not much more. Oh wait, it's uplifting. Let's listen to that. Oxygen Not Included, A Brighter Future. Oh, this is from Oxygen Not Included. Yes, right. What? Hold on. Can I ask you a serious question? I was looking away. I looked back. I thought that was a peepee. I looked at this guy and I realized it was a belt. I looked back, realized that was a belt. But that looked like a peepee. I'm just saying. Or a navel. Is the whole soundtrack like this? This is lovely. Hey Leosai, what's up? Oh, you know, can someone give me a serious answer to something? Is War Thunder actually good? Like, why do people meme so much about War Thunder? I can never get a clear answer on whether or not War Thunder is actually good. I love that, Zeph. I loved that. I wish I could play that for a non-gamer. It's just a bit too long and it meanders in a way that I don't think is really conducive to that kind of content. But as far as like putting this on, I loved that so much. So much. Earth Defense Force 2025, the EDF anthem. Since it's July and you've already heard the Super Earth National Anthem, how about we set an oldie but a goodie, the EDF, of course.
To save our Mother Earth from any alien attack, from vicious giant insects who have once again come back, we'll unleash all our forces, we won't cut them any slack. The EDF deploys. Our soldiers are prepared for any alien threats. The Navy launches ships, the Air Force sends their jets, and nothing can withstand our fixed bayonets. The EDF deploys.
It's pay to win, though.
Our forces have now dwindled and we pull back to regroup. The enemy has multiplied and formed a massive group. We better beat these bugs before we're all turned to soup. The EDF deploys to take down giant insects who came from outer space. We now head underground for their path we must retrace, and find their giant nest and crush the Queen's carapace. The EDF deploys. The Air Force and the Navy were destroyed or cast about. Scouts, Rangers, wing divers have almost been wiped out. Despite all this, the infantry will stubbornly hold out. The EDF deploys. Our friends were all killed yesterday, as were our families. Today we may not make it facing these atrocities. We'll never drop our banner despite our casualties. The EDF deploys. 2 days ago my brother died, next day my lover fell. Today most everyone was killed, on that we must not dwell. But we will never leave the field, we'll never say farewell. The EDF deploys.
Stop that depressing crap! Then how about this song? A legendary hero soon will lead us to glory. 8 years ago he sunk the mothership,
Says history, tomorrow we will follow this brave soul to victory. The EDF deploys.
I don't know, man. That ain't it for me personally. Obviously, I know what it is. I know what it's doing. I know why it does it. It's just so grating. It's supposed to sound like a group of people that don't know how to sing, obviously, and it's obviously also based off of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. But like the key changes started to get under my brain, and yeah, I wasn't crazy about it, but easily the best piece of video game music I've ever heard in my entire life. So thank you for sharing that with me. We're going to be talking in our mod chat later. Let's listen to What Will You Leave Behind, possibly a tonal shift. This one also has sheet music, but also a track with vocals, Might Make Me Cry.
Flowing through the seas of time, memories that were left behind bring us closer to the end of this journey where we grew as friends. Take me through the mist and storms in waters that are still unknown. Under guiding starlit sky, we will learn how to say goodbye. And I'll take your hand and guide you through all the steps one takes to move on to a place, a world unseen to us all. But it's okay, we'll be together. And I'll take your hand and guide you through all the steps one takes to move on to a place, a world unseen to us all. But I know we will remember. And I'll take your hand and guide you through all the steps one takes to move on to a place, a world unseen to us all. But it's okay, we'll be together, my friend.
Oof. Lord. Ooh. That was a good one. Really, 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 really beautiful. Super simple vocals, piano. I mean, oof. Oof. Really beautiful. Oof. Right. Tree of Savior. Ambushed by demons, this powerful song is a battle hymn in Lithuanian. Ooh, the rallying cry of a goddess's believers in the fight against the forces of darkness. And then, now that we've heard the original, here's the exquisite special edition, which has an entirely different tone despite having the same lyrics. Ever since the moment I first listened to this, I knew I had to share it with you. Oh, cool. Yeah, Key, I mean, you know, you've been around, I think, for several years now, so I feel like you know what I would say without saying it. Yeesh, it definitely hits you in the... Yeah, it hits right. It hits in the lyrics are really well done. It doesn't feel like trite. Yeah, that's really pretty. Really, really, really beautiful. So this is Davis Valeva and Davis Valeva Special Edition. you know, what a crazy piece, dude. I really dug that. Like that's just like nonstop. I really dug it. Hold on, before let me listen to the special edition because I'm really intrigued. Is that? It is. What? First I was afraid, I was petrified. Dude, this is fucking beautiful. A spoken part? Bum, ba, bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum. What is Tree of Savior? MMO? Oh. Why is it mixed on Steam? Wow, dude. Whew. That. Oh my god, that was obscene. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm gonna I'm having one of my former agents is coming on the channel. We're gonna do a non-gamer episode on Tuesday, and I'm absolutely gonna play the special edition for him because fuck. Oh, I love that piece. Thank you. Really gorgeous stuff. It's such a good representation of like what games can do, even though it's not necessarily from the original version, right? The Reacher. Oh, I love this track, Grim. Definitely underrated and hidden E33 track. Yes, this one really stuck with me. Love this track. Love this track. Oh, before I get there, you're right. I was gonna say I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me. The original track had a real like sense of direction and drive, and there was a sort of like so much like power behind the style of singing that the women were doing there that was really visceral, and it kind of lifted the whole thing up. You know what I mean? I didn't love necessarily like the sort of prog rocky sort of pseudo elements to it, but that being said, like it was just it was a really voracious piece. You know, it was very, very powerful and deep seated in like this sense of like in almost intensity that I did like. It was really nice. It was a really nice piece. I definitely obviously preferred the second one. Hey Solaire, I've listened to a few, yeah, and I've played a little bit of it. Oh, it's a battle anthem. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, I liked both. Thanks, dude. Chad, is Samurai Champloo really good? Oh, only 26 episodes, huh? Yeah, I love that track. Super underrated. There's such a sense of almost like mourning or loss of innocence, or definitely this like almost somber. It's just sad, you know. There's a sad quality to it, and like a moving forward. And I feel like it's the song of climbing up the reacher, and you know, getting to that sort of conclusion, or that moment with Mael, and well, I don't want to spoil it, but it's yeah. There's this sense of like, I don't want to do this, and yet. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah, I love that piece. I know it's the same guy as Cowboy Bebop, but I don't know anything about Cowboy Bebop, so. Oh, thanks, E. Davis. I appreciate that so much. E. Davis Music. Oh. Tree of Savior's kind of dead now, Rock. I just saw those, my bad. Hi, Sabine. Congrats on your new job. Samurai Champloo contains that Kurosawa vibes. So I saw that it's going to be featured, some of the lo-fi music from Watanabe is going to be in Ghost of Yotei. I don't know how I feel about that personally. It's probably not something I would play. I mean, Ghost of Yotei at this point is probably my most anticipated game of the year after Clair Obscur. Let's listen to the Banjo and Kazooie main theme, of course, because I've actually never heard it, to be honest. This is the Smash rendition, based off of Grant Kirkhope's original. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, why is everybody freaking out? I don't know what this is. So I may just have to binge it this weekend, because I love a good samurai movie. So if it's a samurai anime, I mean, that's why you think I bought the Demon Slayer box set. So, all right, here we go. Oh yeah, all right. I think JoJo might be just too long. I love how it's like slightly sped up. Also, why is this video unlisted? Gabe, this video is unlisted, bro. That's hilarious. This video is unlisted. Ah! Is JoJo really that good? JoJo, I don't really understand JoJo. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It just seems like I can't make sense of it one way or the other. It's so colorful and confusing from an outsider looking in. Yeah, this theme, it's just great. I mean, like, what's there to say? I love the sped up version of it. Obviously, I love the remix of it. I think it really, you know, it's just cute. I don't have any like emotional connection to Banjo-Kazooie, so just like on the surface, I think it feels like simple. I don't know, but like, what am I gonna say? Like, Grant Kirkhope is like an OG, and like it's just fun. For the record, I just want to see something really quick. Not that. That's fun. Yeah, it's just like, it's kind of quirky and playful, isn't it? It's just like a delight. Like, these guys are just having a good time, aren't they? I liked the remix. I thought the remix really added to it. I wish I knew. I feel like this was a part of my childhood that I just didn't. 3D platformers and I just don't get along, you know? This is fun. Thanks for sharing it, Gabe. It's really fun. You heard me talking about JJK before. How far am I in it? I'm on episode. I just finished up the first Jogo sections. If you know what that means. Literally the episode, the domain episode. So I think that's episode what? I think it's episode like 9, episode 10. Season 1 is on Netflix. I'm gonna pivot back over to Crunchyroll eventually. We're just watching it like in the background, but I'm like looking up and paying attention. So I really like. I really like all the characters. I don't really understand the panda, but whatever. Jojo, you'll chat. Take your time, anime. Go. I mean, I've heard the One Piece. You're on episode 40 now. Of what? JoJo or JJK? Panda is Panda. I will say, I have a sneaking suspicion that the guy that sent, without spoiling, sent Jogo to do whatever he wanted to do, I think that guy's a student. I have a sneaking suspicion that he's a member of the Jujutsu school. And I really wonder. I love JJK's main theme. All right, Juan, Honkai Impact 3rd. Planar Armament Warp Space Time. I don't know the actual name of the song. You love drum and bass. Loops at 2 minutes. Gracias. I actually don't skip JJK's main theme. Oh, that's nice, dude. Oh my god, that's... Oh! Wow. That's an awesome loop. Oh my god, what a great track. Holy shit. So much fun. I love the energy in it. It's so good. I mean, yeah, that's spectacular. Have I heard the Providence remix? Oh no, I didn't. I did not. I have to stay away from Nikkei because I'm just gonna I'm gonna, you know. I'm gonna absolutely yeah, I just can't spend too much money. The Urge, the Nikkei, right now, the Nier collab, like, oh my god, I just have to stay away. Even though none of those, I mean, it's just like collector stuff, but still. You can't do gacha anymore. Yeah, right now I'm doing 2, and I'm back to playing Honkai Star Rail, but like, I'm in 2.3, I think. Like, it sucks because I really love the gameplay. I love Finan as a character. I pulled him. I pulled Sunday. Like, I'm really thrilled. Like, I'm looking forward to the future of the game. But I know that 3.4 is really good. But holy God, I've never read something that made me feel so stupid because I cannot understand a single word that they're saying. And I'm like educated. Like, I went to school. Like, I mean, I'm well read. Like, I've read complex books, but like, I remember why I stopped playing it. And then I'm supposed to sit there and act like it's like the most like monumental thing ever. Like, oh my God. And then the back and forth with Boot Hill going to talk to the fucking, all the different like like the hotel people, and then you gotta go and go to the bar and talk to Don Hung, and oh my fucking God, what are you guys even talking about? You're not talking about anything. You're literally not saying anything. You're saying so many things. It's the Final Fantasy 14 problem. It's like, bro, just say it in a normal fucking way. And it's like, he's like the memosphere of the symphonic harmonizer of the reverence. What the fuck does that mean? Literally, wait, here's an example. He's the leader of the families of Penacony, and he has the entire power of harmony behind him, not to mention the Stellaron in his no, wait, that's not that crazy. Hold on, where is it? There was... Oh, well... Never mind. Oh, Gallagher just explained what the Stellaron is in Penacony, and it was just like a bunch of gobbledygook. That's what's literally a mess. And I was like, what? Marco, was a great song recording. Which one? You're welcome. Anyway, Uma Musume is really fun. I know. I think I'm gonna stream it. I think that'd be fun. World building. Oh shit, Vanyar, I really do want to make a video on this. Check ZZZ lore without going. Oh, Duviri? Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it, Cardis. It was really fun to do. I'm really grateful. Okay, let's see. Okay, so actually, I'm going to stop there for today. My brain is just not, I'm tired, and I want to be able to listen to this stuff. Vanyar and Black Luster Soldier, I think when we come back next week, I will absolutely do breakdowns of these two Genshin tracks, since people say that I don't do Genshin anymore, which I guess is true. And then we'll start up with the turn dot tier. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. So I'll do 4, 5, 6 with Vanyar and Black Luster Soldier. And then I think we'll actually cruise through everybody else next week. So we'll pick back up with Vanyar, head over to analyze those, and then we'll do the rest. I think we'll be done. Oh, Deltarune, I see. Okay. Yeah, some great stuff in here. Awesome. Okay, yeah. We'll do some Smash Bros. Ultimate next week. Monster Hunter Wild, Zoshia. Okay, I'll analyze that as well, since I owe that. In fact, let me just make mental notes here with some colors so that I know. This one, and this one. Yeah, I hope you guys have excellent weekends. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Next Friday. Okay, so as far as streams, tomorrow I'll be streaming Wind Waker for most of the day, I would say. Maybe. Depends on my mood. 10 o'clock EST here. I probably won't stream on Sunday, but fuck, I might at this rate. I'm really anxious to get it to like get it finished, but also like take my time and enjoy it. Monday, I would like to, I'll be playing Wind Waker again. I would like to, in the evening, try to get to one of the soundtracks from June that I'm supposed to do. Wind Waker should be finished by Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday is one day of Donkey Kong Bonanza, maybe more. If there's time. Friday, we have our Patreon live stream. Well, Friday's crazy. So Friday morning is 7 a.m. is the Wuthering Waves live stream. That applies to people that want to watch that. Then, right after, we'll hop into Patreon. We'll go through the rest of these tracks. Then, Friday night is Tenno Live, and it'll be the Tenno concert. And then Saturday, and then I also have to film A Witch from Mercury this weekend. Then Saturday will be Tenno, at least the what's it called? The Tenno Live, where, the dev update, because I want to see where we're going in Warframe for next year. And then, yeah, that's the next week. It's going to be crazy. Don't worry, Eustace. Enjoy getting ready for college. Okay. Talk to all of you guys. I still have the 25th as well if I need another day for Patreon. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we'll see. I'm not going to yeah, it's fine. We'll see where we're at. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. See you tomorrow for Wind Waker if you want to watch that, or Wind Wanker, as someone in this chat said. I think it was Brick. Thanks a ton, everybody. Take care of yourselves. As always, thank you for hanging out on these Patreon Fridays. It's always really fun, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you found some stuff that was interesting and valuable. Bye, guys.